Hi, everybody. Hi, I think we're live. Um, I've been getting a lot of emails lately, a lot of questions coming in on what is a ketogenic diet. And so I thought I'd just share some information with you because you may have heard of the ketogenic diet. I hope you have. If you haven't, let me explain to you in the next couple of minutes what it is because it's something you really do need to understand and also understand the myths around it, okay? When people hear the word ketogenic diet, I think what they do is they jump to this whole thing of, was that the Atkins diet? Oh, yeah, I remember that. I tried the Atkins diet. It worked for a while. Then my hair fell out. Then I got really unhealthy. And then I went off the diet and I gained all the weight back and it just wasn't working for me. Okay. Or they'll hear ketogenic diet and they go, yeah, I tried a keto diet once. I just didn't lose weight. It just didn't work for me. Now, there's some really good reasons behind those things, which I'll come to in a couple of minutes. And because it's so important to understand the myths and the facts, I'm really passionate about this. The reason for this is that everybody needs to understand what the keto diet is. And here's why. You were born in a state called nutritional ketosis. Babies are born in this ketogenic fat adapted state, okay? And breast milk is actually a ketogenic food. So while a baby is 100% breastfed, they're actually in this state nutritional ketosis. Now, why would nature do that, okay? I actually believe that it is our natural birthright to be in this state. So let me explain the difference. When you eat a high carbohydrate diet, and which is the modern supermarket diet, okay, traditional diets were not like this, but when we eat the way that we've been told to eat and the current foods that are in abundance and available to us and cheap and affordable and all those things, what happens is our body starts producing very high levels of glucose. And glucose then becomes the primary fuel source for the body. Now, if we were to change our diet and go back to traditional diets and the way that traditional people used to eat, now I'm not talking paleo here, I'm just talking about they didn't eat 6 times a day. They certainly didn't have all the sugars and the grains and the carbohydrates that we're having today. Everything had a much lower glycemic index, which means it didn't produce high amounts of insulin in the body, which was signaling the body to continually store weight. Okay, people went through kind of a daily cycle where they might have 1 to 2 meals a day, and that enabled the body to be able to bring down the hormones that are signaling the brain to store fat. And then the body is able to then go to stored energy and called glycogen, so stored sugar in the liver and the muscles, and utilize that. And then from there, the body is able to flip into this ketogenic state, this fat burning mode. So I really believe that nutritional ketosis is not only natural and healthy, but it's required for longevity, weight loss, weight management, mental health, and brain health long term. I was involved at the Waikato Hospital last year in a very important study for Parkinson's where we trialled the high-fat ketogenic diet next to a low-fat, high-carbohydrate diet. That study is about to be published any day, and what I can tell you is that it's going to be one of the most important studies ever done in terms of diet and neurology. And next year I'm hopefully going to be doing the same type of program next year, study done for Alzheimer's. And what we know is that when it comes to the brain, there are certain neurons that, as we age, become resistant to the effects of glucose. So there's this whole metabolic theory that the more resistant our body becomes to glucose, then there are certain neurons in the brain that don't work optimally anymore or fail to work. However, when we go into this metabolic shift where we're no longer fueling the body from glucose, but we're using this alternate fat source, or this alternate energy source, which is either stored or dietary fat, those neurons start responding well again to energy. They're now able to actually fire and work. So this is what's so fascinating to me, is being involved in this field and working with nutritional ketosis for over 18 years. Myself, I've been in nutritional ketosis probably 80% of the last 15 years primarily. So I know the effects on health and longevity, and I've got thousands of women all around the world that have gone through these programs. So here's what a ketogenic diet is and what it's not, okay? A ketogenic diet is a natural birthright. Your body has an ability to go into nutritional ketosis within 24 hours. I believe it's supposed to, because it's the only way you can healthily and safely access stored fat without lowering your metabolism or without damaging metabolism, okay? So this is going to lead me into what the myths are. People say to me all the time, okay, so ketogenic diets, they're really bad for thyroid, aren't they? Well, that's a massive myth, and it's actually one that really upsets me, and I think that came from the fact that some blogger wrote a blog a number of years ago, which has been copy and pasted all around the internet, that T3, which is one of the thyroid hormones, drops on a low-carb diet. The truth is that when you are fired by fat, when you are primed and you're in this fat-adapted ketogenic state where your body's now utilizing fat as its main fuel source, the thyroid starts to relax. Everything hormonally comes into alignment and order begins to be restored. And at that point, your body doesn't actually need to produce as much T3 as it once did. So what happened is that people were looking at it going, oh, T3 is dropping, that's no good, you're going into hypothyroidism, it's causing a thyroid problem, but they never stopped to ask the intelligent question, which to me, good science is the intelligence of the art of questioning, okay? Because for 20 years, when I've been told a theory or something like that, I've gone into say, yeah, but why? Yeah, but why? So, okay, we have this evidence that in some people, not all people, but in some people, a small percentage of people, T3 might drop over time on a low carbohydrate diet. This is a low carbohydrate diet, by the way, not necessarily a ketogenic diet. I'll get to that in a minute. So on low carb diets, this T3 can drop. But the intelligent question to ask then is why? Why does it drop? And what we know is that the body actually becomes more efficient. It doesn't require as much T3 anymore. So this is good news. Now, with the thousands and thousands of women that have gone through my program and have been put through this healthy version of a ketogenic diet, okay, that's really important that there are healthy and unhealthy versions of a ketogenic diet, just like there's healthy and unhealthy versions of your supermarket diet, okay? We've got to kind of get this kind of thing out of our mind where it's one or the other. There is a right way to approach this and a wrong way by far, and depending on what the outcome is, whether it's medical related, whether you're trying to starve cancer cells, whether you're trying to recover from a neurological problem, control epilepsy or something like that, or whether you're wanting to do this for hormonal health, longevity and menopause, or just weight loss, the ketogenic diet has to change to accommodate the patient, okay, or the person, just as we would modify any other standard diet, the glucose adapted diets, your supermarket standard way that we eat. So on a healthy ketogenic diet, what happens is that thyroid is protected, and I have the evidence of hundreds and hundreds of women that have gone through this program and have actually been able to come off thyroid medication. And people then say, well, okay, so it works for hypothyroidism, which it does. It really does help balance thyroid health. Does it work for hyperthyroidism, for goiter and things like that? Yes, it does. It balances things, because here's the thing about health. When the body is healthy, it restores balance and order, not just with one part, but the entire organism will heal itself. Your body is in a constant state of wanting to restore order and balance, called homeostasis. It's always looking for that. And if you give it the right environment, it will rebalance. So when the body heals, you don't just heal one part. The entire organism begins to heal, and these cascades of health changes and health improvements happen over time. And that's why so many women message me every day in my programs. I get messages in my Facebook groups saying, my aches and pains have gone, my depression has lifted, my forgetfulness is gone, my brain fog has lifted, I have more energy, I'm not hungry anymore. Hormonally, I'm feeling fabulous. My hot flushes have gone, because it's not just one part that heals, it's the whole organism. So if you've heard about the ketogenic diet, don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it, because this is your natural biological state. Your body is designed to go in and out of ketosis over a 24-hour period, and it should. That is the way that you are able to then switch on the fat burning mode and switch off the fat storage mode. So it's a really wonderful tool to be able to know exactly what your body's capable of doing just by understanding the right foods and the right meal timing, and nothing else. That's all you need. You don't need to take ketones or magic shakes or magic pills. Your body naturally does this, and by making that metabolic shift, you're able to really increase the health of your body, and it keeps you young and vital. And we all want that, girls, don't we? So, so I hope you've enjoyed this little bit of information. I hope it's helped clear up, a couple of the myths on the ketogenic diet. But I just want to leave you with this. A healthy ketogenic diet for weight loss, if that is your primary motivator to investigate this, does not involve high levels of fat. Okay, most ketogenic diets out there circulating the world are these high-fat diets that are more designed for bodybuilders or bodybuilding, or they're designed for people with a medical condition. I've worked with neurologists for years. One of my best friends is a neurologist. He's the one that I do these medical studies with, these blinded, controlled dietary studies that we're working on. And so I've worked extensively with neurological conditions with the ketogenic diet. I also worked with an oncologist for a couple of years, coaching cancer patients as well. And so it's fascinating, but those medical diets are not the diet you want for weight loss. You need to understand fat and fat cycling, how much, how often, and really know what you're doing with it. So if you want some information, click on here, and I can send you a PDF on some information about the ketogenic diet. So thanks for watching me. Bye.